Okay, cool. All right, so I'm literally just gonna read through my notes like I normally do. So I will try to make as much sense as possible, because normally I take my notes like super fast, but this is like taking notes super fast, plus I'm pregnant, so like God help you all. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my God.
My pregnant brain is so bad. We were driving down the road today, and I pulled out of somebody's, like, I went to go pick up a stroller, and I pulled out of their driveway and like backed up onto the road, and I couldn't remember which side of the road to drive down. That's how bad it is. So, like I said, I'm praying for you guys. So they had a panel, and it was about your customers, and from what they said, it applies to more than just your customers. Like they were talking about signing customers. They were talking about just all of the things. So they were saying that confidence is huge, which you guys already know that. So, and I'm just gonna say this now, like I'm going through these notes, but don't think I'm like saying it specifically to you guys, because I'll say it for whoever's gonna watch the recording. So confidence is something that's huge. You have to know that you can do this business. And when you take care of yourself, people notice. So like, yes, you can be like stupid and funny like I am, where I'm like in a robe with like looking like I'm janky underpants, and I can make a funny like mom post about it, but like people have to see that you're taking care of yourself. Like, and you can do that easily with these products. So be a product of the product, because as much as like everybody, our before and afters, like all of them that we have are so amazing, people want to see that you use it. They want to see that you use the product. So be a product of the product. Make sure you're staying consistent. And I literally cannot talk in this department whatsoever right now. So consistency is like next to one of the biggest things for this business when it comes to loyal customers, when it comes to distributors. People are waiting to watch you quit. They've been waiting to watch you quit since the moment you signed up. So you cannot let them even think for a second that you're going to quit. So you have to stay consistent. You have to stay posting about what the business is doing for you, what the products are doing for you, what the products are doing for other people. Because there's those skeptics who are going to join you 3 years, 5 years later down the road, and they're going to tell you they watched you from the beginning and that they were stalking you because they really thought they hated you, but they don't hate you. They love you. They're just a little confused right now. It's kind of like they're in a high school love and they don't know what they want with their life. So they'll come around, but for now, they're waiting to watch you quit. So you can't quit. And think of it this way, and TJ, I don't know how to say his last name, Markowitz, something like that. He used the example, you say you have 2 insurance guys, and one dude like doesn't know how to run his Facebook, like never posts on it, and he's only open like 3 days a week, and he never advertises in the newspaper. Are you gonna go to him, or are you gonna go to the dude that like posts all the time on his Facebook? He's at his job 7 days a week. You always see him around town. You always see him posting about himself in the newspaper. Like, you're going to go with the guy that's open 7 days a week, which is just more proof for you that you need to be open 7 days a week, because people may want to try the product out, but if you haven't posted in 3 days, why are they going to buy from you? Like, there's no point. They don't know you're open. So always stay consistent. Morgan McIntyre was on this panel. And if you don't know her or follow her, she like rocks out Instagram so hard. Like, she does. And she was like, if you're not using Instagram, you're kind of losing out. And I'm not saying it for you guys to like get stressed out and to like go try to figure out Instagram. Like, I want you to love whatever way you're going to work your business, but like, if you're pretty social media savvy, you need to try Instagram. And I just like kind of gave up on it, and I don't really know why. But you need to do Instagram, and you need to do the polls, because the polls are like your money. Seriously. And I can tell you how to make all the pretty graphics for those later on. But when people answer your polls, always leave, like, you guys already know this, but always put 2 positive answers on your poll. that way, it just always do it positive, basically. And when people answer, send them a screenshot of your poll so that they know, like, that they, like, obviously, what am I trying to say? They know where you're coming from. Like, so you, like, they might have hit it and then they forgot about it because they have a life, you know, and they don't, like, people get sidetracked. So send them a screenshot of your poll. And when customers send you, like, different testimonies, whatever, about the products they're using, conversations you have with your distributors, conversations you have with potentials, like, I mean, obviously, like, be smart about it, but, like, put those in your Instagram story too, because people want to see your clients and your product testers and your distributors loving the business and loving the products. She also said she never gives them an option to order later. It's always an order, like, always order it now. They touched for like a hot 5 seconds about how to find events. So if you want to go down that road, by all means. She said she finds them on Facebook, which kind of cracks me up. But you can just search Facebook and do vendor events. You can contact other direct salespeople, and you guys can host your own. She said be careful because sometimes people that are in direct sales companies are kind of janky, which I totally, like, 1,000% agree with. I love to, like, help other people out, and I want to say that everybody's nice in the universe, but they're just effing not sometimes. So just be careful. She said that when she's talking to people on social media, she says, can I meet you for coffee if they aren't sealing the deal? Because I really want to customize your plan, which I wrote that down because I think that's kind of genius. You guys know, like, I really don't. That just, like, screams not a Stephanie type of move whatsoever, because I would have to actually go out and talk to somebody in person, which no, F that on all levels. But the customize your plan thing, I was like, that's super genius and so solid. Like, you could even do that, like, through the chat. You could ask them to FaceTime, you could voice message them, but, like, be so pumped when you're talking to, like, your product testers and your loyal customers about, like, all of their goals and stuff, and let them know, like, they're going to be getting, I have a bunch of screenshots too. Because I just remembered, I took a bunch of screenshots, like, of their conversations, because they literally, like, put them on blast on the thing. So, up on the screen. So I can send them to you guys too. But that way you kind of have an idea. What else? If you want to host more wrap parties, talk to your potential loyal customers, potential distributors, your current loyal customers, and bribe them with a wrap of wine. But you guys know that. When you start, if you want to start doing those wrap parties, tag your team so that all of your friends can see it, all of their friends can see it, and put it on social media, and people are going to come. They just are. It might take like 2 or 3 times, and the first one might just be you working with your team, but you're working with your team, so who cares? It's going to be so much fun anyway. Like I was saying in the beginning, you have to find what you like to do, and what you figure out what you like to do, you have to stay consistent with it. So if you try out Instagram after this and you're like, this really effing sucks and I hate it and I don't want to do it, then don't do it. Stick to Facebook. And if it's the opposite for you, that's great. Just stick to something that you really love. If you really love talking to people in person and you love blitzing so much, it's like your life and you breathe it, then go blitz the world by all means. If you're looking for customers, you need to talk about weight loss, because everybody wants to lose weight right now, and you just need to be posting about losing weight. Seriously. Morgan said she signed so many people off of Instagram about losing weight, and she's done it on Facebook too, but all of her customers have been for losing weight. Like, people just really, really want to do that right now. I feel like maybe it's just the people I follow right now, but everybody and their mother is trying to be healthier, and they're like trying all of the different things. And like I said, maybe I'm just paying attention to it more because I like really tried so hard to be healthy up until I like couldn't eat food for like last 4 weeks. But I feel like that's all people want to do. So if you're not posting about losing weight, you need to start posting about losing weight. Um, when you're talking to your potentials, make sure you're connecting with them on some level. So developing a relationship with them is super important. And that's potentials from every aspect. So your loyal customers, your distributors, even people just on your Facebook page, you have to start building a relationship now so that you either have the relationship when you talk to them about the products of the business, or you have, or you start talking to them about the products in the business and you build a relationship. Either way, it needs to become a solid a friendship. So in the beginning, if you're really weird about it and you don't know how to make friends, because that's me, literally it's okay. You can do this. Don't forget. If Stephanie can make it through all the things, then you can make it through all the things. That's all you need to tell yourself for this entire business. That's all you need to know. So talk to them about anything, literally anything. Go through their profile and find something you can connect with them about. If it's that they have kids, if it's that they like makeup, if it's that you choose from their they did like 4 weeks ago, that's fine. Figure out something you can connect with them about. That way. They had like an entire section on leading and developing other leaders. It was super, super awesome. So if you're watching this on replay, maybe you feel like you aren't a leader. Maybe you feel like you have nobody on your team, but you're already a leader. I can promise you that, because if you start building your leadership skills now, when the time comes, holy crap, it's going to be so much easier. Trust me, because I walked into this like super blind, and I really wish I knew a lot of the things back then that I know now. So, ideas to develop and lead your team. You guys can do a dream board night, which honestly, I think it'd be super cool to do that on a Zoom together, even if we all sat on Pinterest on our phones. I don't care. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Do monthly goal setting together. Have one-on-one time with your team. Go out to dinner. Go get coffee. Go get breakfast. Maybe you want to Zoom while you're hiding in the bathroom and you're eating a roll of Oreos. Whatever you got to do. Get one-on-one time together. Do recognition events. So like when your team hits like the 400 club, like somebody on your team hits the 400 club, celebrate that with them. Be excited for them. When they get their first 2 customers, celebrate that. Be excited for them. Even if it's like literally going to the dollar store, grabbing like a pack of cards, which I know you can do. It can be congratulations cards. It can be thank you cards, whatever. Thank them for being on your team. Thank them when they join. Write them like, I'm so proud of you for getting your first 2 customers. I can't wait to see what you're going to do with your business, whatever words of encouragement you want to give them. Because sometimes, like, I really hate the mail. I absolutely despise it. I was just having a conversation with somebody. But when I get mail from my team, it's totally different. I like absolutely love it. So that's an idea. Go to trainings together. You guys already know, always, always, always go to the events. Like, events are life. They breathe all of the fire, all of the things back into you. Do fun family events. It doesn't have to be about the business. Like, just go have a bonfire with people on your team and their family. Like, go have a picnic. It doesn't always have to be about the business. It can be about like building another type of relationship with your team. And make sure you're like, you show them how to be a leader, you teach them how to be a leader, but then you let them go. Because if you hold on to them too tightly, you're like micromanaging them. And I get so scared, so scared that this is something I do with you guys. So if I ever do it, kind of just smack me, because I really try not to. But this is their business. They started this business. So you can give them all of the things to soar. But you're not going to sit on their back and flap their wings for them. So let them do the things that they need to do. When you're building your relationships with your distributors, even your customers, be super excited, get to know them. maybe not your customers for this part, but you need to get them on a Zoom and you need to show them how excited you are that they started their business. And maybe you want to FaceTime them, whatever. And then you can also invite other team members on there and welcome them so they can start making friends with the team. Like if Cassie just joined, I can say, hey, let's hop on a Zoom. Like, are you free tomorrow? Are you free tonight? Like, and do it within the first 72 hours of them starting. And then say, hey, Tori, can you hop on so we can welcome Cassie to the team? I want her to at least know somebody else. When you get your team members started, they gave a kind of a list of what you could do. So have them do the e-suite training, schedule the Zoom, make sure you stay connected with them, make sure you know their why, and then give them all the tools from our team, figure out their goals, and always keep your energy and excitement for them super, super high, because it's hard in the beginning. It's really hard. And especially if you've never done this before, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So having that excitement from somebody else be excited for you is just like the best feeling ever. So make sure their energy is always up, make sure they're super excited. Okay, so how to lead. I'm not kidding. They like really went into like leadership and stuff. They said how to lead your team. As far as leadership development, if people are giving you obstacles, pour into them more. It has to feel heartfelt. So you can, and you have to be a good listener. So like listen to all of the things that they're going to say. And then you're going to go, I understand how you feel. You're going to do feel, felt, found is what they said. I understand how you feel. I felt that way before, and this is what I found out. You have to be, like I said, you have to be a good listener and ask them open-ended questions to get them to open up more, because chances are they're not really pissed off that somebody isn't going to sign as a customer, and they really like are going to tell you that they went through their entire like friends and family and everybody was so mad that they joined, but that's really not what they're upset about, like, and that they want to quit and all these things. But if you just keep asking them like, okay, so what else, and ask them all the open-ended questions and you start listening to them, they're probably going to tell you that they got in a fight with their kids and that they were acting batshit crazy and that they got in a fight with their spouse and whatever. So it's really not the business that's the problem, it's all of the other things going on in their life. So yes, you need to be a leader, but you need to be their friend also, and like let them know, yes, life gets crazy, because you felt that way before, but you found out that it's okay to juggle all of the things. As far as time management and keeping it simple, they were saying to get organized. You can use the It Works planner. If you don't want to use the It Works planner, you can go to the dollar store. I know that they have them. Grab a planner that way. If you really suck like so hard at getting organized like I do, like I think I've tried all of the things and I just still don't even know how to be organized in a way that I like, or that a way that my brain can function. Keep trying different things. I keep telling myself I'm going to find something one day and it's going to work. But for now, try a planner and see if that works. Utilize your 6 list. And if you don't know what a 6 list is, it's 6 things that you do every day that are business income producing activities. For those of you who've been on the team for a while, we did our November challenge, and there was different tasks that we did every day to help build our business. And it was a list of 6 different things. They gave an example of a 6 list. It was self-development, because that's obviously number 1. You have to grow your mind before you grow your paycheck, period. Like, period, end of story. You guys know that I 10,000% support that statement. Messaging and asking. Posting isn't asking, and posting is definitely not enough. So make sure you're doing both of those. Add to your network. You can be out talking to people and adding them to your social media, or you can just be adding people online. No matter what way you're going to do it, make sure you're growing your network. And then you have to interact with people. They want to know, like the people on your Facebook list want to know that you know them, so you need to talk to them. You need to let them know that you see them. Check in with your team, obviously follow up. And then They were saying to embrace the chaos. And I think that's something that everybody needs to hear right now. Like, as much as we know to embrace the chaos, these are like people making ambassador diamond, presidential diamond, triple diamond type of money. And they're sitting there in front of everybody saying to embrace the chaos. Yes, you're going to be multitasking. Don't be afraid to be authentic about it. So if you're messaging people and you're texting people while you're feeding the baby, that's fine. That's what you got to do. This said this, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Because I really don't believe that there's ever such a thing as balance. And this business is not balance. There's no balance to this business. It's all about blending. You're blending it works into your life. You're blending it works into all the places that you can when you have the time to do it. And if you don't have the time, I was listening to another video. So this is kind of like a separate thought that I had, but I wanted to share it with you guys. If you don't have time, or if a 6 list overwhelms you, break it down into 15-minute increments. You can do text replacement on your phones. I don't know about Samsung. I don't know about Android. I don't do that. But on an iPhone, you can do text replacement. It's under settings, general, keyboard, and you can make up your message, whatever you want to send. You can do a little shortcut on your phone. And if you have more questions, I can answer it later about how to set it up. But you can make your message about checking in with people. You can make your message about if you want somebody to be a product tester, if somebody's interested in your keto coffee, if somebody's interested in your ThermoFit post, whatever the case is, you can make up all of these messages and put them in your text replacement. If you only have 15 minutes, you can send out, I'm not even joking, a solid 25 messages in 15 minutes by using the text replacement. So if you want to sit there, and I'm not saying this to you too specifically, I'm just saying it to everybody. If you want to sit there and tell me you don't have time because your kids are going batshit crazy, I'm 5,000% behind that statement, because my kids are always crazy and I'm always tired and I'm always bitchy and I'm always cranky, because that's been my life the last 3 weeks. But I can surely bet you that I have 15 minutes to do a text replacement, because all I have to do is hit the letter P and my message pops up and I just put the person's name in front of it and I click the button send. So if a 6 list freaks you out, if you don't have time to do power hour, that's fine. You have 15 minutes. So figure out what you want to say in your text replacement and do it that way. Okay. So power hour is, if you don't know what it is, it's sitting down for a whole focused hour and working your business. So that could be doing, so if you want to do the 15 minutes, that's great. If you want to do it for an hour straight, that's great too. Rachel Jones, who we've talked about before, was saying she started waking up at 6 a.m. and she's not a morning person whatsoever, but she wanted to get in her power hours in the morning before anybody in her house woke up. She said they don't wake up till 8 o'clock, which I'm like, how in the freaking heck do your kids not wake up till 8 o'clock? But okay. They don't wake up till 8 o'clock. So she does her power hour from 6 to 8 with her team. And she gets it done. She gets all of her messages out. She gets her posts ready for the day, and the rest of the day is hers. So if a power hour is going to work for you, that's great. If it's not, figure out some other type of schedule to work your business, because you have to blend it in somehow. Be relatable with people. And they were saying that, which I started doing this a long time ago. I don't know when, but if you're sending a voice message because you can't, your fingers don't type fast enough for your brain, which is what happens to me a lot of the time. I'm not even kidding. I think my fingers like shut down. I'll send a voice message and I'll just say, hey, I'm really sorry that my kids are screaming like psycho idiots in the background, but I wanted to message you back because I didn't want to leave you hanging. Or, hey, I'm really sorry that I'm out of breath right now because my baby is on my hip and he's fighting me because he thinks he's a wrestling king and it's really freaking annoying, but I didn't want to leave you hanging, so I'm going to send you a message back. Let people know that they can do this business. Or like my post today, when my kid's bare assed and his wiener was on my neck while I was sending messages this morning, because that's my freaking life. I'm not even lying. I wish I was kidding. That's what they need to know, because they need to know that they can do this, while all of the crazy stuff is happening, and your life doesn't need to be perfect. So just be you and let them know that there's no perfection for this business. Okay.
I'm literally writing that. I'm writing, tell me when your kid's wiener is on your neck.
It was because he climbed up on my back and he like had to sit as if I was gonna give him this like friggin' piggyback ride thing. And I'm sitting on the floor and I'm trying to message you guys this morning and be really nice. And I'm like, your dick is on my back. I don't like this at all. Please don't pee on me. That's all I kept thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah. Be relatable and tie it works into your life. In the process of everything that I just told you to do, make time for yourself and make time for either your family, obviously, or your husband or whatever, because that time is really important. So if you need to at 10 p.m., which I don't even know how somebody makes it to 10 p.m. because I can't even make it to 9 o'clock, but say you make it to 10 p.m., you can put your phone on airplane mode so you don't get any interruptions and you get a solid 2 hours with your husband, with your kids, whatever. Because in some regard, it's okay to have business hours. If you go 24 hours a day, which I've done before, it's a lot. And your kids kind of get stressed and your spouse gets stressed. So just give them some time. And if for now you can do a half an hour, do a half an hour. If you can do an hour, that's great. But give them that time. Rachel Jones actually made this suggestion, and it's something I totally want to do. She said, set your day up right. Be strict with your time. And she sits down on Sunday nights and she plans her week out with her husband. So that way there's like no arguing about what somebody's going to do, which kind of sounds, in a way, it sounds silly when I'm saying it like that, but like I totally get it, because if I want to do a Zoom with you guys on like a Tuesday or on like a Monday when Eric's off and I need him to watch the kids, like it'd probably be better if I told him that like the day before as opposed to like 5 minutes before we hop on the Zoom, which is what I normally do, and that's kind of a jerk move on my part. So like little stuff like that, or like if you have a team party that you want to do on a certain day, let them know that you're going to do it, so that they can just kind of plan ahead. I don't know. It was a really good idea. Maybe I wrote it down for myself more, or maybe one of you is going to use it because you're like, that's amazing. Remember that it's okay to drop the ball sometimes as long as you pick up the ball the next day. So if one day you're a really shitty mom, which we've all been there, just make sure the next day you pick up that mom ball and you rock it out. If one day you really fucking suck at working your business, make sure you pick up the ball and you do it the next day. Cami got up on stage and she was talking about why it works, like why this company. And I wrote down some random facts that stood out. So you guys, I'm sure have heard it, but it's always nice to hear them again, and it's always nice to have them like loaded in your arsenal for other people. She said this in the beginning, and she said, sometimes special things come into your life and it may not be normal, but that doesn't mean it's not right for you. And I thought that was a really freaking great. We have been around for 17 years and we came a long way in 17 years. And she was saying that you can't even believe what the next 17 are going to hold. And that 17 years feels a lot safer with a company that's been debt-free since 2009, and the longevity of knowing that our company is a family-owned company. And the decisions that they're making for like the next like beyond generations. She was saying that obviously Kinsey, I don't know if you guys even know about Kinsey, but there's Mark and Cindy's kids are Kyler, Cami, and Kinsey. Kyler's an ambassador diamond. He, I believe, lives in Florida with his wife, and they just had a little boy. Cami has 3 kids. She is our senior VP. Literally, she made us say badass in her title this weekend. because honestly, that's what she is. She did 5 cities in 6 days or something like that, or 6 cities in 5 days. I don't even know, but she was like did something absolutely crazy because she was just loving and pouring into us. Um, she has 3 kids, and Kinsey just moved right when Mark was diagnosed with cancer, but hadn't said anything in the beginning. She moved to Ireland to run the international team. So Kinsey lives over in Ireland. And Cami said that her kids are already pushing and fighting of, not fighting, but like pushing each other around of who's going to run the business, and what they're going to do to help build the legacy. So it's a company that's not going anywhere, because their family is so in love with it. Our wrap is a product that nobody has, and the only way you can get it is through us, which is super awesome because if you think about it, every other product you can get at the Walmart. I'm not lying. You can go to Walmart and get it, but you cannot get a wrap anywhere. You cannot. It's only through us. And people have tried to make wraps and they just don't work because they don't know what we have and they don't know what's in it and they can't figure out, and it's freaking great. We're a global company. We're in 22 countries. We just opened in Korea, and we literally, their goal is to wrap the map. We're not a household name yet, but she said in the next like 10 years, probably less, we're going to be. So the fact that you're in a business when people still haven't even heard of it works, that's what it means when she's saying a household name, is that you can go into somebody's house and they might not know what it works is. So the fact that you're in a business right now and you can do that and people not know about us, that's so amazing. And you should be so excited because you can make, oh my gosh, my ears are ringing, all of the money right now. Seriously. She said, and I thought this was pretty cool. She said, we're not a perfect company, but we want to be the perfect company for you. We're one team with one mission. And we want you to know that we have your back. She did mention that we have cutting edge products that they're announcing, that the new product that they're announcing at Green Carpet is a sampling product, that it's a keto sampling product, and that they're improving all of their training tools, and that the Emerald training that is going to be at Green Carpet is something that she is so excited for that she like can't even stand it, and they've never had a training better than that one. And it's going to be at all of the other Green Carpets too. So if you're not Emerald yet, you're going to want to get to Emerald, and you're going to want to get to Green Carpet, because if you could have seen her face when she was talking about that training, I'm not even kidding, it was kind of like a kid on Christmas morning. It was wild. There's 5 ways to get paid. You have your wrap cash, which is your $25. It's literally like your own personal ATM. It's the easiest way, fastest way to make money. We have our fast start bonuses, which are $100 weekly. So when you sponsor someone, this is how she phrased it of why they made fast starts. When you sponsor someone, corporate expects you to work with them and help them build their business and to help them do all of the things, and they want you to do them together. So they're literally rewarding you for helping other people make an income. And that's pretty freaking great. We get paid from residual income, which is money based on your personal sales and your team's sales. It's anywhere from 2 to 15% based on where they are at in your organization. If you have big goals, you have to put in big effort. So don't tell me that you want to make $30,000 a month and then sit on your fucking ass and don't do anything, because that's like nothing. Tori's waiting. So if you have big goals, you have to put in big effort, and you have to realize that.
Oh, man.
I'm just reading notes. I'm not lying. That's literally what I wrote.
I would have started crying right then if Cami would have said that.
I did like 4 or 5 times. I swear it was horrible. Oh my gosh. And then they had this part at the end. I'll get to it. But they had her on stage and they were asking her like the deepest, most personal questions. And they were like, why did you choose your dad? Oh my gosh. Having to listen to that in person was like the worst thing ever, but yet best. Okay. So here's the beauty of residual income. If you have no idea what it is, And I really like the way she explained it. Michael Jackson and Elvis still get paid. They died, but they still get paid because people download their songs. Residual income is you're going to build a legacy for your family. And when you croak, your kids are going to run your auto ship and they're going to get paid for the rest of their life. And then when they croak, their kids are going to run your auto ship and get paid for the rest of your life. So that $30,000, we're not joking when we say legacy. Like, you want to make Ambassador Diamond money. It's not for just your kids. It's for your grandkids and your great grandkids. And I can't go any further because my brain doesn't think. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it goes down the line. Okay? That's residual income. So when you're thinking like life's too hard and you can't do this, and you're like, is this really worth it? In like 100 years and like 200 years, I'm pretty sure those kids are going to be thanking you because you busted your butt, and they get to go to college because you just paid for their college. You might not have met them, but you paid for their college. That's pretty freaking great. Like, that's a legit legacy. So pull a Michael Jackson, okay? Just to tell yourself at the end of the day. We get leadership bonuses. So when you go diamond, I didn't realize this. When you go diamond, you get an extra 2% for your like residual income on your entire organization, like on all of your levels, which was wild. We have our leadership bonuses. So that's fast start bonuses that are paid out to you for everybody that comes in on your team. So this is how I'm going to explain it. Tori goes diamond. Okay. I'm on Tori's team. Tori signed me a while ago. She got a $100 fast start bonus because I signed 2 customers. I signed up Cassie, and Cassie got her 2 customers. So I get $100, and Tori is going to get $80 on her commission check. That's a leadership bonus, and it goes on. So like anybody on Tori's team that signs somebody, and they are fast start qualified, so they sign up, get their first 2 customers, she's going to get $80 on it. And it goes up as you go up in the company. I don't remember the numbers right now, but this is the 150 song. Okay, so you always see us in the Voxer chat, and we go 150, 150, 150. Okay, so at conference, Vanessa Brown was sitting up on stage, and she goes, she's an Ambassador Diamond, and the leadership bonus for an Ambassador Diamond is $150. She said that she goes to bed and she wakes up. When she wakes up, she's scrolling through her email and she goes 150, 150, 150, 150. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that seriously, because that's absolutely unreal that you just get all those leadership bonuses on everybody that comes on your team. Don't forget that we get paid to help our team promote. If people, okay, I'm going to say this as nice as I can. I'm not meaning it to come out mean, but it might come out mean. If people join your business and then they kind of want to jump ship right away, or like they are in the business for a while and then they jump ship because I don't even know, they thought they could do it. Maybe I don't know, whatever. Don't get hung up on them. Don't walk out on their life. Just let them watch you, because they'll come back. And this is why. So Cammy's from Michigan. She signed up this girl joined her team, and she was like, I'm going to change your life. Like, you don't even know how amazing I'm going to be. And out of nowhere, the girl literally ghosted her for 6 months. Like, did not answer a text, did not post about the business, did not work her business, whatever. So 6 months later, she brings up Cammy, because every 6 to 9 months, somebody goes through a life change, okay? If you don't know that, don't remember that, you need to remember that. So this girl went through a life change, calls Cammy and says, hey, will you drive down to do a wrap party in Ohio? She's in Michigan. Cammy goes, yup, sure I will. So she goes, and the girl promises there's going to be so many people there and so many people there. So Cammy drives down to Ohio, and Cammy's a presidential diamond. Keep that in mind. So Cammy drives down to Ohio, and she gets there, and there's 2 people at the party. Michigan to Ohio is a long ways, guys. Like, it's a long freaking way. So Cammie goes, does the party, whatever. The 2 people sign up. That's great. The girl calls her again the next week and says, hey, will you come back down? So Cammie says, okay, I'll go back down. She goes back down, and she went back down every single week because she lined up over 200 people outside of a hotel to get in for a wrap party. And you know what Cammie thought every time she drove past all those 200 people standing in line when she's a presidential diamond? 145, 145, 145, 145, 145. That girl is Sarah Rankin. So just because somebody signs up and they ghost you for 6 months, don't count them out. Don't do anything crazy because you don't know what they're going to do. Some people need to go through a life change and wake up and maybe get their gym shut down to realize that they need this business. And just because the first wrap party is not a success does not mean that the rest of them are not going to be a success. So keep that in mind about our fearful ambassador leader every time you start to doubt yourself, okay? What else? Oh, okay. So I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to refresh all of your memory. The steps to success are your goals. And if you hit them, that's fabulous. If you don't hit them, don't beat yourself up. It's not the end of the world. And this is literally coming from Cammie. She didn't hit her steps to success for years, like over 6 years. And when she was, it was because she had all of those people over 6 years that she had been talking to. So the only thing she asked us to do was commit to one person. And I know the people that went to conference, and I know the people that heard her at the other events all heard this speech, but I'm going to say it again because I think you forgot, or maybe you decided to sit down and turn your ears off, or I don't even know. But commit to one, because this is why. If you start with one person and you teach your entire team, anyone that joins you, to just commit to one person for the business. Are you ready for this? In 4 months, you would be Emerald. In 4 months. That is making, what is it? $800 as an Emerald, average Emerald? I don't know. You can make more or less than that. It's an average. Emerald is an average $800. I don't know about you, but $800 is about to do some crazy things for your life. Now, that's 4 months in, and that's with one person and teaching your team to do one person. So that's like, if you say we start in January, February, March, April. So if you, I'm like, obviously do your own math with the months because I'm not about that life right now, but 4 months in, that would be April. By May, you would have 64. 64 people on your team. That's a double diamond. You would be double diamond if you committed to one. That's $4,000 a month. It's a little amount of work. You just need to stay consistent. And you just need to work on getting your one person and teaching your team to do one. Yes, shoot for the steps to success. That's great. But just, even if you shoot for one, I said at conference I was going to do one. And I honestly did not believe in myself, which is absolutely horrible, but I'd rather be honest with you guys than lie to you. I've gotten my one. I don't know how I did it. I don't know where they came from. I probably pulled them out my butthole, but I got my one every month since conference. So work for your one and teach your team to go for one. If you keep going down the months, keep going through the year, you keep getting your one, you keep teaching your team to get their one. By August, you would have 256 people on your team, and you would be a triple diamond. That's 8 months in, if you just did one. October, you would be 1,024 people in on your team. you would be ambassador. If you need a refresher, an ambassador makes an average of $30,000 a month. Okay. And this is if you started to do it in January. Okay, so December you would have way over double, you'd be at 4,096. Okay. So when the company says, and they stand on stage and they tell you, give me a year and we'll change your life, they're not just saying it to say it. They're saying it because they mean it. I don't know about you, but if I started in January, and obviously, like I said, change the months to whatever you will. If you start in January and by December, you're an ambassador diamond, that's a pretty freaking big life change. Okay. That's a year. So, and she even broke it down for like the super skeptical people. If only 10% of people that join stay in your business, so out of all those people, 10% stay, you still have 400 people on your team, you're still an ambassador diamond. Okay. Now, if you're like a really janky mindset and you're like, absolutely no way, if 1% of them stay, you're still a diamond. That's still an average of $1,900 a month, which is $1,900 that you do not make right now. Okay. Which $1,900 is about to pay for a whole bunch of stuff. I know, because $1,900 can go a long way. I shop at the Aldi. I can tell you that. Okay. She put this in a new way too. If you commit to one with your distributors, because that's what we were just talking about, commit to one in other departments too. So do it with a Blitz card. Hand out one Blitz card a month if it scares the pants off of you. Do one party a month. Do one customer a month if it's something that scares you. I know you guys can do more than one customer because I've witnessed you all doing it. But always go for one, and teach your team to always go for one. If you really suck at making friends, apply it to making a friend every day. Grow your network, apply it. And make sure you keep it simple. She talked about why a lot, which I think Tori was there for the one that she did. I don't think the rest of you were, but know why you joined this business. Know why you started, and know what you want. If you haven't attached a dollar amount to it, you're probably not going to get there. I'm not going to lie. If you don't know the exact amount of money that you want to make. Because in the end, everything gets drawn back to a dollar amount. So what choices do you want to make, and what is the dollar amount that you need to get there? So pick that dollar amount on the average income chart, or maybe you already know your dollar amount and it's not on there, but know what you want, and that way you can work for it, and that way it's an actual goal for you. And I put this down because I ask you guys this like all the freaking time, and I was like, I'm gonna put it this way because then maybe you'll actually like answer me. I'm gonna be Noah from the Notebook right now, okay? And I'm gonna say, what do you want? And I need to know, what do you want? Okay, so tell me the dollar amount and tell me what you want, okay? Because I need to know. Because if you don't know, you're not gonna get anywhere. And if I don't know, I can't help you get there. So you have to tell me, what do you want? And until you tell me what you want, I'm gonna send you a gift every day of Noah asking, what do you want? Okay, so figure it out. Figure out your dollar amount. Remember that this business is a gift, and people with money can do really good things. And when you start to worry of when is enough, which I've kind of thought before, enough is enough when every single woman in a grocery store can pay for everything in their cart with cash and not worry about putting something back. That is when enough is enough. Okay, I was telling you guys about graphics. I know this is a super long Zoom, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but it was a lot of notes. building online to grow offline. So it was just like kind of cool tips that they were saying. When I was telling you about doing your Instagram polls and your Instagram stories, if you want like a really pretty background, go to Pinterest and type in iPhone wallpaper. And then you can write all over that. You can go into the app PixArt, and you can, when you screenshot your customers' conversations and stuff like that, even if you want to like put before and afters on top of them, you could do that in PixArt. Another app you can use is Design Lab. It just does really pretty fonts and stuff. Always make sure you're doing the 2 positive answers on your polls. And then obviously messaging everybody from your polls. You can also do wording in an app called WordSwag. I have no idea if, I'm pretty sure WordSwag is not on Android. I have no idea if the other apps are. I don't use that. So sorry. You can also add highlights to your Instagram, which is something I want to work on, but I'm going to pull this up really quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. If my phone will work quickly. It doesn't like to do things quickly anymore. Okay. I'm going to try. Come on. Okay. So highlights, this is Alyssa Bilyeu's Instagram. You see, these are her highlights right here. So when you click on one, here, you click on the one that says join. Oh my gosh, I'm trying so hard. But it's every post she's ever put up about joining her It Works team. Okay? Isn't that super cool? And if you guys want a training on how to do this and all that stuff, that's fine. I'll do it later. I'm not doing it. Anyway, okay, so there's highlights is the moral of that story. You can do city-specific marketing, which I've told you guys before. Pick a town that you want your team to grow in, and go there. Tori really wants a team in Poland when we open up. So I know she's going to go there. I
want Poland so freaking bad. You don't even know how many people I follow on Instagram from Poland.
She's ready. She's prepped. She's got a Poland team ready to go as soon as we open.
I seriously do. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding.
I want a team in the UK, so I follow a bunch of people from the UK on Instagram. So you can make an international team. You just have to follow people from where you want to go. So look up like popular bars, wherever, popular schools, if you do moms, whatever. You can look it all up on Instagram under places. There's a thing called geotagging on Instagram. So it's back when you go into places, just type in like wherever you are. If you're traveling, basically is what they were doing, because Claire Flores went on the Latino launch. Claire Flores is a presidential diamond, went on the Latino launch, and she was doing this for all of the One Team One missions. So she would go, if she was traveling to Chicago, she would go to places on Instagram. She would type in Chicago. And then there's like the little story thing up at the top. You'll see it. But it's like all of the people who are using stories in Chicago. So and click on that. She would find profiles of people who had themselves together. I don't know how else to say it. Like people who knew how to work Instagram. Like, and that's from what I found, it's usually either fitness people, mom bloggers, or some other type of blogger. So she was finding those people, and she sent them a message, and she said, "Hey, beauty, do you live in Chicago?" And that's what she would say. And as soon as they answered and said yes or whatever, she would say, "Yay, so here's the thing. I make a full-time income off of social media, and I'm actually coming to Chicago later this week to find my newest rock star in the area. I found your profile, and I think you'd be a perfect fit. I'm hosting a free event on Saturday at 6. That I'd like you to, sorry, I didn't know what I said. That I'd like you to join me for. Are you free?" And then she said almost every single time they said yes. And I was like, "You've got to be kidding me," because I would be scared crapless to send somebody that message. But she did it. And she said, she made up like a super cute sample bag and said, "I have a free gift waiting for you. I'm so excited." And then she would send them another message to confirm and say, "Hey, I'm making up your gift bag. I can't wait to see you later." And then on their way there, she said, "Hey, I have your gift bag waiting for you." I'm not saying you have to go do that. I'm just saying that's a really solid idea. And if not, the wording for that, which I can send to you guys if you want, the wording for that was super awesome of how to word it to find people on Instagram or on Facebook. I would probably say Instagram because Facebook's like more lovey-dovey kind of thing, and people on Instagram don't care as much. But it's a super awesome way to look for people on your team. You can find people on Instagram with hashtags because you can also follow hashtags too, which is super awesome. I already told you guys to keep it authentic so it works into your life. They said you can constantly compare yourself to other leaders and what you aren't that they are, but no, you have to remember this. God made you the way you are for a reason, and you are made with every single intention. So all the things that you're going through, which I think I've said this to you guys a lot lately, all the things that you're going through, someone needs your story. Someone needs you to be exactly the way you are because they're scared to be them right now. And they need you. They need all of the crap that you've gone through to get through what they're going to go through. So all of the things that you're either embarrassed about or you're worried about or you think you're different because you're not. All of those things happen to you for a reason. And somebody is going to thank you later on for being so bold with your story because they're not bold enough to be there with, they're not bold enough and proud enough of their story yet. And it's going to take you being proud of your story for them to get through theirs. I'm almost done, I swear. Maybe not. I'm lying. Yes, I promise. Don't be afraid to tell people what your life is like on Facebook. Facebook is reality TV. I don't know if you know this, but Facebook is made for you to tell people what you're doing. So stop being afraid to do it. Like that is the purpose of Facebook, is for you to tell people all the things that you're doing. Not all of the crappy things that you're doing. Let's make that very clear. Not all the nasty things you're doing in your life, not all the negative things you're doing in your life, the good things that happen in life. Embrace your realness. So when your kid is sitting bare naked on your neck, it's okay. Embrace the realness. It's okay to send not perfect voice messages. Share your story at least once a week, if not more. Some rendition of your story. If you don't think you have a story, you do. You've started this company for a reason. Your story is probably going to change as you go through the business, but share your story every week because as you're growing your network, someone's going to need to hear it. And they might have missed it before. Now they're going to see it. They were talking about establishing your brand, which I don't talk much about.
Establishing your what?
Your brand. Because I kind of think it's common sense in a way, but maybe it's not, so I'll say it. When you're branding yourself, you have to sit down and think about what makes you you. Like, what are you passionate about? And when someone thinks of something, like if it's being inspired, if it's being positive, the person that they think of is you. Like, that's me. So, and don't ever go against your brand. So if I like being a light for people, I'm not going to post about like the horrible things. I'm not going to lie to people and say that my life is like roses and stuff like that because it's not always like that. But I can always find the positive end of everything. And everybody knows that. So figure out what you stand for and what you're really passionate about and be that and don't stray from it. Oh, I literally just said this. This business, I said my life, but this business isn't always sunshine and rainbows. You have to get your mind right. It's really hard, yet really easy to become comfortable with yourself. But the faster you learn to become comfortable with you, the easier this business is going to be. The people that you always see who are really, really happy, I'm not kidding, this was an entire section. It was so wild. It was amazing. So I'm just reading my notes here. A lot of people that you always see that are really happy, It's not that they're just like built to be happy. Um, being positive and being happy, it's not a feeling, it's a choice. They choose to be happy, they choose to be positive no matter what. So you have to do the same. Um, just because you haven't hit the rank yet, um, doesn't mean anything. You are getting so much out of this business that you don't even realize yet. If you haven't hit the rank that you want, I want you to seriously think about all that you have gained from this business already. Like, and that's without hitting a rank. Like, can you imagine all of the things you're going to do once you hit all of the different goals that you have? They had a guy up there who was so funny. I don't know his name because I'm horrible and I didn't write it down, but he was so funny. Um, he says every day he has to talk himself into being positive. He's choosing to be positive, but he has to talk himself into it. And just because your regular job isn't the best thing in the world doesn't mean you have to choose to be mad every day. Because he said, my job is horrible and the people I work with are horrible, but I choose to be positive because it's my choice. It's true. It was so funny.
That is so mean.
He said, check in on yourself and stop waiting for someone to come see if you're okay. You are a responsible human and your sponsor is a gift. I'm not even kidding. These were the words out of his mouth. I was cracking up. It's easy to watch all of the top leaders and see them making things look effortless, but that's not the backstory. You have to remember that not one single person gets to dictate whether or not you get to be a stay-at-home mom, whether you are on the team or not. If someone needs to walk away, you bless them and you let them go. So remember when I was saying that, like, if somebody ghosts you for 6 months and then they come back, that's like, great, hallelujah, yay, I'll be there for you. Okay, well, if somebody's on your team and they're like, this is like a specific she was saying, but she was on her way to presidential and she lost 2 double diamonds and a diamond. I don't know if you guys know this, but that's a whole lot of people leaving your team. A whole lot of big people leaving your team, especially when you're going for a high rank. And if someone leaves because they need to go somewhere else or they think they need to go somewhere else, you cannot get butthurt about it. You have to bless that person and let them walk away. It's going to sting and it's going to hurt, but it's okay. And this can happen even if they're not already in the business. Say you're so excited about someone to join your team and then all of a sudden they just go and join like a book club. I don't even know. I'm giving you an example because I got invited to a book party earlier tonight. Say they do that. It's going to sting. It's okay. You bless them and you walk away. They literally came back to self-development. So I don't know if you've gotten the memo yet, but it's like the 5th time I've mentioned it, so you should probably do it. Find something that fuels you. So if it's Stephen Furtick, if it's Tony Robbins, if it's Gary Vaynerchuk, get on the YouTube and do it while you're in the car, do it while you're doing dishes. And if you really think you need time, you can do it while you're sitting on the toilet, because you all know that's my favorite reference for you to go when you tell me that you don't have time. So remember that fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. And fear is going to happen. It's always going to be there. And this was the same guy. He was just really funny. He was like, I talk to fear all the time. He's like, I talk myself into being positive and I talk to my fear. You have to figure out what's more important to you, having faith or having fear, because you're only going to feel one. If you're worried about what people think, it's because you gave people too much power over your feelings. I stopped caring what people thought a long time ago. So for those of you who are worried, stop giving people power over your feelings. You have to remember when you're going for a goal that fear isn't going to go away before you claim your goal. And if you do claim your goal and it doesn't happen, that's fine. You may have bumped your ego, but guess what? you kind of like, it's kind of like when you get a bruise. So this is how it's gonna go. Say you claim a goal and you're like, I'm going Ruby by blah 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 blah. And then you don't hit Ruby. Okay, your ego's kind of butthurt. You feel a little embarrassed, right? We've all been there. Okay, we've all been there. So think of it as a bruise, and bruises go away. So you may have learned your lesson from it, and it might still hurt kind of to the touch, but the bruise is gone. So your bruised ego is going to be fine, and you can stand up, and you're still going to walk. It's not like when you bruise your leg on a counter, you don't stop walking by the counter. You still walk by the counter. So you're still going to claim your goals, and you just need to keep going. Let's see. Remember that when you are feeling like you aren't good enough and you're not worthy and all these things, that's the devil, and he literally is not creative enough to tell any other person something different. So he's telling every single person, you're not worthy. You're not good enough. It's not like he comes up with a different lie. It's the same lie for all of you. So if he's not creative enough to come up with a different like doubt for you or for the next person, there's no point in listening to him. So we went through the whole commit to one thing and all of the different, how long it would take if you committed to one. Say you don't get one. Say it takes you 10 years to go ambassador. I want you to ask yourself if it would be worth it. Would you rather have given up, or would you rather have taken 10 years to make $30,000 a month? So when you feel like quitting, I want you to remind yourself that in 10 years, you can be ambassador. You just have to not give up. So when you're having those, when I'm having like a really hard time, I literally will sit to myself. I will not communicate with the team because this is just the horrible type of person I am. But I won't communicate with my husband. I won't communicate with my kids. I'm just in my own head because I feel like I need to figure myself out first before I can talk to anybody. But I want you to know the second you feel like that, you have to not listen to that inner voice. If that's you, do not listen to that inner voice. You have to come fill your cup. And if you need me, you need to ask. Because I'm not going to catch that you feel crappy until like day 5 of you not posting or not checking in. Because I'm not like a fairy that sits on your shoulder and can see everything going on in your life. But I mean, trust me, if I could be, I would be. I would love to help you all the time. But you need to tell me before you get to like the end zone of like the crap hole. You need to tell me so that I can help you before you're at the bottom of the crap hole. Which I know is a lot of like out of the comfort for most of you, because that would be like way out of the comfort zone for me. But I would rather help you fill your cup before it's all the way empty. They were saying to find people that you know are going to help you be, that are going to help build a wall. And when I say help build a wall, it's not just like bricks of the foundation for your business. I'm talking like build a wall of positivity, because you need to block out the negativity of like everything. And if you have negative people in your life, it's only going to let negative things in. So you need to find people in your life who are positive, and you literally need to make a circle, because you need a strong circle of people who are going to lift you up and who are not going to be throwing rocks at you to bring you down. So find your circle and find your people, and stop letting other people like, don't like, you can't have a half circle and then have like a crappy side of a circle. That's not a circle. You need a strong circle. So find those people and do it like ASAP. And if that's our team, then that's fine. But don't let any other negative in. It took me, I've been in the business 3 years. It took me 2.5 years to get a strong circle. And I literally just made my circle even smaller within the last like month and a half. And my circle is like tiny, but my circle's positive. And you can bet your butt I don't let any negativity in. Remember that a grateful heart's secure for anything. So write down 5 things, 5 people, 5 places, 5 spaces that you're grateful for. Remember, I wrote this down mostly for me because I've been like a horribly cranky person lately. And I know my husband's laughing in the other room because he knows it's true. But you have to ask yourself every day how selfish you're going to be when you're in a bad mood. Because you're going to put your attitude on someone else. And it's not fair to put that crap onto your kids, your husband, your spouse. You affect everyone in your life. So I'm not kidding when I talk about the self-development. I'm not kidding when I talk about blocking out the negativity. Like, you have to do it. Because you're not just dragging yourself down, you're dragging everyone in your life down. And that's not fair to them. I'm just going to be honest. It's not. Okay, I am almost done. Perfect. I'm sorry it went so long. I really am. They asked Cammie, why did you pick your dad to partner with? And she said, and this is just like, I don't know, stuff that touched my heart, so I'm going to share it with you guys. She said he's definitely not perfect, but if he says he's going to do something, then he does it. My mom and dad are just 2 very different people, but together they make a total package. He makes people a priority, and that's exactly what Cammie wants to do with her life. And the fact that she can sit there on stage with tears in her eyes and say that about her dad, who's the CEO of our company, I would never in a million trillion years want to be in any other place working for any other person, period. Putting people first is something I've always wanted to do. I never knew how I was going to do it, but the fact that I get to do it while my kids are sitting next to my side, even if they're naked and potty training and crapping on their train table, I wouldn't want my life any other way. She said, what's a quality? They asked her, what's a quality in successful people in this business? And she said, people that are hungry for something more. People that can be humble, and to remember that greed and your ego will make you fall if you're not careful. The enemy is going to come at you in any way possible. You have to be someone that's willing to serve. You have to be smart and not IQ smart. You have to be people smart. You have to be self-aware, and you have to know you. And once you know you, you're going to know people better, and that's when you're going to excel. You have to learn grace, and you have to learn that the more you fail, the faster you'll succeed. The best part of this business is people, and the worst part of this business is people. And the really cool part of this business is that, yes, we have our wrap, and yes, we have our greens, but our number 1 product is people. And that's pretty amazing. This was the part that like really got me, because my mom and I were talking about it before the boot camp, because she said she was gone to do 6 cities in 5 days or whatever, 5 cities in 6 days. I don't remember. One of the 2. But if you think about it, she was on a plane multiple times. She wasn't at home. And she has kids. She has 3 kids. She's all in. She's missing all those days with her kids. And she sat up on stage again. She was like super emotional during this, which was, I mean, really awesome. But she was like, I don't cry at all. But she was that day. And she said she wouldn't change it for anything because she gets a relationship with us instead. So yes, she misses her kids, but the friendships and all of the memories she's making with us means enough for it to be okay to miss her kids. And that was like, I'm not even kidding, that was like instant tears. So know that she is all in. Success leaves clues, leadership leaves clues. She was saying to write down 2 people you look up to that are leaders. Ask them to go to lunch, listen to their podcasts, do books. figure out who your favorite leader ever is and write down everything you love that they did. And then figure out a leader you really didn't like and write down everything you didn't like that they did. And with those two lists, you know the exact leader that you need to strive to be, and you know the exact leader you should not be. If you're looking for books, she said Sun Stand Still by Stephen Furtick and The Anatomy of Winning. The Anatomy of Winning is a basketball book, but it's about leadership. Okay, she did talk about leadership, but she said leadership carries a ton of responsibility, and there was some other stuff on that, but if you're a leader, you need to make good decisions, was the gist of that. Leaders get held to a different standard. And if you want to be a leader, you have to be responsible with your decisions. She said it works in the next 5 years is getting a completely new facelift. So they're rebranding everything, literally everything. Technology is changing the face of direct sales and the face of this world. So we're completely changing our technology for our customers, for our distributors, everything. It Works is changing all of the countries, and she said, I can without a doubt say Africa is going to be changed because of this company. And you guys know our CEO and the Gives Back Foundation and all of the leaders, the field development leaders, always go to Africa to do the care projects and the different care points. So for her to say all of Africa is going to be changed is pretty amazing just because of It Works. We're going to have new packaging for customers. And then she said, we're getting an entire new skincare line. So I don't know when that'll be released, but we're getting a whole new skincare line she said it's completely, they're like going through all of the ingredients again to make sure it's the best of the best. So whatever that means. And then we obviously have the keto product on this weekend that's going to be announced, and it's a sampling product, and that's all she said. And that was it. An hour and a half later. Sorry. I told you I try to talk fast, but it never works that way. So
I have 6 pages of notes.
I don't know. I was scrolling for days on my phone. And I did record it. It's recording to the Zoom cloud. So once it's done uploading, I can upload it to the YouTube, and then I can send a link in the box chat for anybody that wants to watch a replay or the beginning of it. So I'm glad you guys hopped on.
Sounds good.
Stuck through the whole entire thing. Okay. I was in a funk of all funks, like crazy Prego funk. Like I didn't want to post anything. I couldn't post anything. I couldn't even talk. And I knew I had to go to the event. I didn't want to go to the event. But I drove 3.5 hours to Indiana because I knew that I needed to go. And I knew that my business needed me to go, and I knew that my team needed me to go. So I went. I learned a lot of really cool things, and I got kind of pumped up again. And I just want you guys to know that if you don't get to an event, you're not going to know or remember, even if you've already gone to one. It's a whole other type of thing when I'm there. So even if it's 3.5 hours, even if it's 2 hours, even if you don't feel like going, just go, because it's going to be so much better. Like so much better. I'm going to Ohio next month. Next month is May, right? Yes. Okay. I'm going to go to Ohio. Whoever wants to come. It'll be worth it.
I'm going to try and figure that out with Brian. Actually, I'm going to talk to him about it now.
Cool. Sarah's hosting it. If you're watching the replay and you don't know who Sarah is, Sarah Rankin is our ambassador leader. She is on our team, or we're on her team, however you want to look at it. Sarah's hosting it, and Pam Souder is going to be there with Dr. Don, and there's an after party after the training. Obviously, it's the after, but Pam's gonna be there, and I don't know about you, but the chief networking officer of the entire company at dinner, I don't know, there's just something cool about that. So it would be pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
When is it?
May 18th and 19th. The 18th is like a one team, one mission night. The 19th is the training and then the after party. The 19th is really the day I'm shooting for. I'm not really shooting for the one team, one mission. Just because the one team, one mission's like a wrap party. And then green carpet is in July. It's in Florida. And then there's also different events in all of the states. I sent you guys the link that you can find your state and find different events to go to. There's always leaders hosting trainings for one team, one mission. Even if you can get to a one team, one mission, go. Yes, it's a wrap party, but at the end, the one that I went to with Tori, they had a Q&A at the end and they just answered whatever questions. I mean, it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, it was. Are there any, I'm going to look if there's any new one team one going on.
I have no idea. I didn't see any in Chicago, but they kind of always just pop up randomly, so.
All right, well, I'll look tomorrow.
But yes, if you haven't gone to an event before, go. If you're scared, find a buddy. And if you've been to one, just go. You need to go again. Take some confianza. I know you all have it. So,
Yeah.
And remember, if Stephanie can get through an event, so can I. That's all you need to say to yourself. Because you've all seen me in person at events. And there's nothing pretty about it. So it's okay. It's okay to be nervous.
You should have seen me at one. I just bawled like a baby.
Oh, I bawl like a baby every time because I'm too yellow and squishy.
I definitely did that.
I try to be red, but then I open my mouth and yellow comes out. So there's
It's okay. I bawled to Jay Hooper, so I mean.
That was great. She really did. She bawled right in front of you.
I literally lost it.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. I'll get this up in the cloud hopefully soon. But thank you guys for hopping on. I'm really excited that I got to see your faces, and go find an event to go to because you need to. And you better send me what your goal is. Otherwise, I swear I'm going to send all of you separate boxers of Noah as a gift until you answer me. So you need to tell me like your specific goal. Like I need a dollar amount. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye. I love you.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Love you guys.